Thank you to our sponsor, EJ Cards, a small but motivated company specializing in cards. EJ Cards believe passionately in great bargains and excellent service, which is why they commit themselves to give you the best of both. If you're looking for something new, you're in the right place. EJ Cards strive to be industrious and innovative, offering customers something they want, putting their desires at the top of the priority list. Find EJ Cards at www.ejcards.com.au or shop 394 to 398 Middleborough Road, Blackburn, Victoria, and also find them on Facebook. Thank you very much, EJ Cards, for sponsoring us.
Welcome, everybody, to episode 64 of the You Can't Comp This NBA Trading Card Podcast. We're your hosts, Adam, Amy, and Russell Gibson.
G'day, mate.
How are we?
Very good, very good. I've just had a big lunch. I'm feeling all full.
Nice.
Had
Beautiful
lots of coffee
weather
today, so I'm primed.
Great weather in Melbourne, middle of summer, lots happening in the NBA. We've got plenty to talk about.
Yeah.
Trade. There's been an actual trade.
Yes. It's one of my favorite things about the NBA is the trades. So let's do it.
And I'm really not adverse to this one. This one's pretty close to home. So let's get into it.
I'll let you get started with this, actually. So tell us about the Rui Hachimura trade from a Lakers fan. So, like, your perspective.
I feel like we're a little bit. I didn't see what Kendrick Nunn's point, like what they were trying to do with him, and I guess they were just trying to figure out guards and who they wanted in the rotation, what they wanted to do with certain players, and I just don't think Nunn really fit in with the rotation, if that makes sense. They've sort of got the way Westbrook and Beverly have been at the point, even at the two, I guess the Lakers haven't really needed Nunn now that Schroeder's back. So it seemed like the depth chart there was a bit out of whack. And at the three, they've sort of, they've had a little bit, I don't know, a little bit of weakness, we'll say.
Sure.
So it's been good to see I suppose behind it, the Lakers are looking for they call it a 3-and-D guy or a two-way player. They need someone on the defensive end, which I think they've got. And look, he can put up points. That's fine. I think he's definitely an upgrade for the Lakers. They did have to give up a little bit for him, but I mean,
okay.
we're all in Laker town at the moment because there's like everything's really, really untradeable unless you're going to get cents on the dollar, and that's not going to improve the roster at all. So I think this is a slight upgrade for the Lakers.
Yeah. Okay. So my perspective is probably a little bit different to yours, actually. So so my take on Nunn is that he had that terrible injury last year and essentially, never got a chance to play.
Oh, that's fair. Yeah.
And then this year they added, Westbrook and they added Beverly to the team. So it's kind of like, well, where does then Nunn fit into the rotation?
Yeah.
And then with the, the drain of getting rid of Kuzma and that sort of, Anthony Davis being always unavailable, I think they are a little bit short there. So in terms of roster and positional fit, Hachimura makes a lot more sense than Nunn does. So that's probably how I feel about that. And then the same way that I felt about Nunn coming to the team was a good thing because it's a young player. It's going to give them some young legs, a nice fresh body with some energy coming off the bench. Yep. I like Hachimura for the same thing.
Yeah.
So the two thoughts that come to my head about this Hachimura acquisition, though, is he's actually 25 years old.
Yes.
Sorry. In 2 weeks, he's going to be 25. So I was a little bit surprised on how old he was because that was a part of this trade that I didn't understand. Like, why on earth does Washington spend a first-round pick on this kid and then give up on him after just a couple of years and essentially get nothing back for him? Because those second-round picks, what's the probability that you're going to get a rotation player out of a second-round pick? The probability is quite low.
Yeah.
And then interestingly too, the sort of the defense, the people who have come to the Lakers defense on this trade have said, well, if you want second-round picks, you can purchase them pretty easily. And we all know that the Lakers have got relatively deep pockets. They're, mostly happy to spend on things. So if they want to recoup those lost assets, they will be able to do that in the draft process at some point.
Yeah.
So essentially,
the thing you can't recoup is first round picks. Second round picks are effectively dime a dozen.
Yeah, absolutely. So, I think in terms of who won this trade, I personally think the Lakers won it. I'm still a little bit confused on what Washington is doing. So they've given up on that. Does that mean that they've then recommitted themselves to Denny Adjivar, and now they've recommitted themselves to Kuzma? Because there's a little bit of buzz around that Kuzma will be staying, and they'll be using that money from Rui Hachimura to re-up him. So, is that what all that means from the Washington perspective? So
Yeah.
I think, that for me, the takeaways from this is that I think hobby-wise, Rui Hachimura is absolutely on the rise at the moment. There's a lot of buzz around him. So if you are holding on to Rui Hachimura stuff, you might want to start dusting off those cards, checking your comps, seeing where they're headed with that. And then I think for a deeper cut for me is, Denny Adjivar. Does that mean that he's going to get a few more minutes per game and that?
Yeah.
And then just to answer your comment about how you said that Rui is a good defensive player, probably the biggest criticism of him has been his like defensive commitment and also his ability to read defenses. So I'm
more saying that Kendrick Nunn wasn't good defensively.
That's interesting because I actually like him as a two-way player. So
Okay.
I see, for me, it wouldn't actually surprise me if Rui comes out and is a good defensive player, because I think in the right situation, under the right guidance and the right, tutelage, he's got that type of body. Like, he's a big boy. Like, and I think
defensively we lack size. That's probably
So I think if he's got LeBron James standing 2 steps behind him, telling him where to go and when to make the correct rotation and when to step in.
You mean LeBron James with his arms out, like saying, "Why aren't you defending my player?" Sorry,
I mean,
stab at LeBron
that is
there.
true. I think there is definitely some lapses in LeBron's defense the last couple of years, but I would also say this: he's a pretty good communicator, and it wouldn't surprise me if he could whip someone like Rui, into shape. So I think, hobby wise, I'm pretty high on this for Rui. So I think,
well, there's a twofold approach to this, I guess, with regards, and I've seen a little bit of action on the on the socials.
Yeah, you're seeing posts up about him now, aren't you? Whereas you never saw that before in sort of basketball purgatory, which is Washington. Like, let's keep it real.
Now, the question I've got, it's pretty simple. And so, when was the trade?
In the last 7 days. Well, since we did the last podcast, it definitely didn't happen from last week. So
okay, so there was a spike, funnily enough, around the 23rd, 24th.
So 24th is 5 days ago. Yeah, so that probably fits into literally the day.
Well, yeah. So So overall, though, he had been playing well beforehand. By the look of it, there was a sort of, he was trending up, and now he's spiked because of this Lakers trade.
I enjoyed watching him play, and I really felt he did have a lot of potential. The only thing that does make me sour on him a little bit is just his age. And I think this is actually something in the future I would really like to do, is go through the prospects in the league and just list their age off, and also look at them from like their draft year, because like 24 is actually quite old. Like, there's going to be kids coming or just came out of the draft now that are 18 and 19 years old. So essentially he's 5 years older than these kids, and that does matter in terms of when you're prospecting somebody. So that's probably the only thing that does make me sort of hold my, excitedness too much. I think this is more of a quick flip. And it's more if you've got Hachimura just sitting in your cupboard collecting dust, now is a good time to be, moving that on, just because of the, the Fruja factor happening at the moment. So
that's it. Like, he's up almost 100. He's 150% up.
Is he really?
Yeah. So he's definitely started off a few months ago. You could get them a silver PSA 10 for $40 at the start of the NBA season.
And was it sitting at 80? Is it
currently sitting at 99.25?
Yeah. Sell.
Which peaked at 112. So,
look, and he might keep going up. Like, if they have a deep playoff run, and
but you can pick up raw ones for $5 US. Last sold for $4.25. You know what I mean? Like, it's I think it draws attention. You're right, for the quick flip when a player like this goes to a big franchise. Yeah, goes from the doldrums of Washington,
basketball purgatory.
Basically into the spotlight. The big lights in LA, big fan base, very vocal fan base. And there's a lot of Laker fans out there. So you're going to get a few people buying because they want this guy in their PC.
Yep. Yeah, definitely. So what's your final thoughts on this, mate?
If you've got them, sell them. There's a lot of Laker fans to buy them.
Yeah. No, fair enough. So I think the next person we should be talking about is Nic Claxton. And, Nic Claxton is really almost the polar opposite of Rui Hachimura in a lot of ways. He hasn't been traded recently, and he's just playing very, very steady basketball. But I would also sort of go to the point of saying it's almost steady to the point of, being ridiculous. Like the numbers that he's putting up now is just amazing. These last 6 games,
Missed the
25 points,
consistency, yeah.
11 rebounds, 2 blocks, 11 of 12 from the field, 24 points, 15 rebounds, 3 blocks, 9 of 13, 20 points, 5 boards, 4 blocks, 8 of 9, 20 points, 11 and 3, 9 of 12 from the field, 15 points, 11 boards, 4 blocks, 7, 11 field goals, 17, 13, 4 blocks, 7 and 10 field goals. So I think a little bit of this does coincide with KD being out. So there is going to be some extra shots, going around for that. And I suppose also being pragmatic too, Kyrie is pretty decent at setting up big guys when he wants to. So I need to probably watch a little bit more Nets lately. I have to admit, since KD's been out, I haven't watched any Nets. Maybe I need to pick it up to see some Claxton. But I think in terms of prospecting big guys is really hard because traditionally, or not traditionally, they're just not as collected as wings and guards are. So you do need to be a little bit careful. But in saying that, there is always exceptions to that rule. So, the Nikola Jokic is a really good example of that. And if Claxton keeps playing like this, Jarrett Allen has had some pretty solid, buys and sells the last couple of years. And I think that you could use maybe Jarrett Allen as a little bit of a, a very strong or a very steady comparison for Nic Claxton's potential. So,
yeah.
Have you got him up on card letter, friend?
I do. As soon as you said that, it started with those stats, I wanted to have a look.
Yeah, talk to me.
Silver Prism PSA 10 at the moment.
Yeah.
Last sold price, it is spiked. He's up almost 60%. Last sold for $54 or $53.98 US.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of movement on him, but those numbers definitely sort of on the rise.
So I think for the performance that he's having, and I would also say too, the position that he's in terms of his his career and also the team success. I don't mind that as a little bit of prospecting. And my only sort of not get out of jail, but my only sort of caveat on this conversation is I would buy this also only if you enjoy those cards, because in the event that you do get stuck with them, it doesn't work out. I think you have to appreciate that guy's games, because I think there would be nothing worse than getting stuck with a whole bunch of Nic Claxton stuff if you don't appreciate the way he plays. Yeah.
Very true, very true.
So, and this is, it's a segue within a segue, but
going Inception on me.
I was thinking about this the other day in that, all these cards that, and I'm saying we as in the royal we that we've been, buying and selling. And at some point you are going to get stuck with some cards. This has always been one of my rules is, you can buy something to resell it. There's no problems with that at all. But probably what's become even more stuck to me, now, particularly we're sort of on this other side of this massive dip, is just buy stuff that, you really do enjoy. So if you are looking at Nic Claxton, so the point I'm trying to get to here is if you're looking at Nic Claxton stuff, buy cards that you like. So for example, if you like Optic, buy Nic Claxton Optic stuff. If you like Prism, buy the Prism stuff. If you like delicious juicy patches, get out and buy that stuff. If you like Mosaic Genesis cards, focus in on a couple of those, and try and pick them up at the right price. Like, I think that this is a really good example of that, where someone who I think has got, at a good price, he's got a bit of upside. I think the team could have a lot of success this year. Like, I think this is a play that definitely has got some legs, but at the same time too, it's probably also a really good time to sort of, thread that. Lesson's not the right word. You know what I'm trying to say? Just like
I know exactly what you're saying.
Yeah, the thought process of that in. So
for sure.
Well, is there any Nic Claxton that you found, mate, that you're actually thinking, that's not so bad, I wouldn't mind checking that out?
Look, I actually don't mind the look of the Prism from this year, so the 2019 set.
Okay. So not his rookie one, or do you mean?
Yeah, rookie, yeah.
Yeah, okay, sure, yeah.
But yeah, it's look, I've found that there's not a lot on Card Ladder. Let's be clear on that. And it's Nicholas if you're searching.
Oh, really? So if you're looking on Card Ladder, it's Nicholas Claxton.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I just searched Nic Claxton on 130 point. That's how I came up with that.
Ah, nice. So
yeah. Look, I actually think so. I've just found one, the red scope number to 88 that sold for $55 USD.
Okay.
albeit that was on the 27th. Oh, actually, that's pretty recent.
Mm.
That's the 27th of January. I think getting that sort of numbered stuff for someone like this, I think that's a really good play. I think the other play I'd be probably looking at too is signature stuff, because I
Mm.
think stuff that's on cards, signatures for guys like these, I think that's the type of stuff for me that,
That's what someone that really that down the track. I mean, their
yeah,
silver prisms, their
very safe.
token.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's the rookie card, right? That you
Yeah.
want. That's your tops.
Absolutely.
That's your tops chrome.
Yeah.
But when you come into autos and whatnot, yeah, you're right. Like looking outside that scope
I
for
think the
autocraft.
people that would go for Nic Claxton, though, are going to be a little bit niche collectors, though, too. And I think that's why maybe for me, autos would be, a good buy for this guy. That's what I'm sort of leaning to with that.
Well, if they're Brooklyn fans, they might be disappointed Ben Simmons fans, so they might be trying to.
Do you want to
Anyway,
talk about Ben Simmons?
no, let's not.
No, I actually think
But
now is a
now's
really
a
good
good
time to
time.
talk about. No, because like the performances that he's been doing the last couple of games, it's almost like actually
Can
I
I
lied
just
to you.
segue within your segue?
I'm lying to you. I have been watching some games because I actually put one on to watch him not shoot. So some of the highlights that I saw was him literally passing the ball when he was like underneath the basket. And I think like the psychology of that, because if you think about where he was 2 years ago when he passed up that dunk to then, he sat out the year and, now he's literally not taking a single shot in a game. So where does this kid end up? Because remember, he was the number 1 overall pick. Like people put some serious, cash into this guy. Is he someone that you kind of say like, and I've seen enough, like this is not going to pan out? Or do you just say, look, he's going to get through this rough period and, everything's going to be okay. This is a really good buy low, opportunity,
Yeah, I don't know. I feel like the Simmons fans out there, they've struggled. Struggled's probably the best.
What do you mean by
terminology.
they've struggled?
Well, poor Ben was part of the quote unquote process, right?
Yeah.
And he was just so highly, like card wise. I'm talking the hobby, not following through his career, because a lot of people jumped off. Like used to go for Philly and now go for Brooklyn because they are Ben Simmons supporters, like Aussies that have watched him.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like
No, definitely.
This has been more of a ghost train than a roller coaster. Like it felt like a roller coaster at the beginning. So
Yeah.
just up, 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 up. Okay, now we're coming down because the guy can't finish because he's in his own head. Then we didn't know if he was going to play basketball.
Just to interrupt you then. So is it pretty widely acknowledged that all of this is in his head? Is that your gut feeling about this?
It's got to be.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
It's got to be. There's no ifs, buts, maybes in my mind.
Yeah.
And that's an opinion. Like,
No, that's fine.
I'm not a medical
Look,
professional.
that's how I felt too. I felt like there's something going on with this guy where he's actually almost playing games within himself. Like, yeah.
Yeah. So, look, I just think, I don't know, poor Ben.
So looking on Card Ladder, his PSA 10 silver rookie card is down 51%. Interestingly, the last 3 months of sales data is frankly staggering because the top sale was 456, which you could kind of be like, I feel like at one point it was sitting around the sort of 800 US mark. And look, obviously at one point it would have been much higher than that too. But, for it to go 800 to 500, I think if you were sitting on that stuff, you'd be kind of like, it's okay, it's holding on. But then it is literally the bottom has just fallen out of it. So the lowest sale was 120.
Is it? Well, so on that then, is he a buy?
Yeah, because that sort of fits my whole theory about prospecting on blue chip players. Like, so that was my Donovan Mitchell theory, like, going into the off season. Like I didn't really understand why, Mitchell sunk the way he did. This I can understand it. I can completely understand why people would lose confidence in this guy. I suppose the question is like, can he come back from this?
Yeah. Yeah. That's a huge question and one that I don't think will get anytime soon.
I think if you're playing a game with yourself and you're bidding on his PSA 10 silvers on eBay or whatever platform that you prefer, and you get one for 100 US, I think that's a home run.
Yeah.
And you could spend way worse money on like stupider stuff than that. Like you could buy.
He's one crazy Brooklyn run and winning a championship off going through the roof again. You know what I mean? Like
absolutely. Particularly if you got it for $100.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, cool. Beautiful segue, Ed. Nice
Going
job.
out of that segue just quickly before we switch.
Yeah, sure.
Claxton, base PSA 10.
Yeah.
Last sold $24.99 US.
Yeah, okay.
PSA 10 silver.
Talk to me about the silver. Yeah.
$53.98.
Yeah, okay.
That's close. Like, I think that might be a bargain at the 54. You might be
Yeah,
right.
like
It
wipe
might
out the
be
base, just pick up a silver. Yeah, agreed.
pick up
Yep.
a silver for $50.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, I think he could be 100 plus, like, silver in no time, especially if he's putting up those stats.
Yeah.
All right.
Alrighty. I found
Segue
this.
over.
No, excellent. That was beautiful, mate. So I found this post on Basketball Cards Buy Sell Trade. They're a basketball, Facebook page. I think it's pretty decently, run and admin. And this particular post, I'm not going to say the person's name because I didn't reach out and get their permission, but it really did catch my attention because it's that whole piece around expectation. So I'll just read this to you.
Yeah, I went to go and view the post, but my membership's pending approval.
You've been a naughty boy. I just ripped a hobby box of 2023 hoops and it stunk. My son and I were excited about it because it was only $120 and you normally get some cool inserts and rookies plus one auto. In brackets used to be two. We got Banchero, 2 Ivies, 2 Murrays, but the inserts and numbered cards were brutal. The worst part is the auto was a redemption for Hoops Inc. Victor Oladipo, not numbered. The excitement of getting an auto is taken away by a redemption card, in my opinion. Why would they put those into their hobby boxes? Is anyone else disappointed with the Hoops hobby box? So there's actually a fair bit to unpack here. So I'll let you sort of have a go first, and then I'll jump in if that's okay.
That's all right. I'm still oh, look at that. I've been approved. So what's the first bit we want to...
You start wherever you want to start, because for me, there's 3 parts to have a chomp at.
Okay, the worst part is the auto redemption. Look, it's hard with auto redemptions, especially after everything that we've been going through this year with the redemption programs.
Yeah, process.
Like
yeah.
it's difficult to say the least. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like Panini need to do better, but I don't see the workaround if it's the first product.
Better in what? What do you mean by that?
Like not having to give out redemptions.
Yeah, sure.
That said, either that or maybe now they've cleared a bunch of the backlog, redemptions will be quick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you got to give them the benefit of the doubt there. I don't know. There's got to be a world with which they operate where their checklists are all players that can sign or have signed already in preparation.
Yeah.
Simple as that. Because, hang on a second.
So let me be devil's advocate there. Because
it's Victor Oladipo.
Yeah.
Like, it's not like the guy's a brand new rookie.
Correct.
So if you know the guy's not going to sign or sign in a reasonable time frame, why is he an autograph in this set?
Yeah. So let me be devil's advocate on that. If you live in a world where you have no redemptions in the product, do you think that makes it a better product or a worse product?
Better product.
But then, so for example, Cade Cunningham, and this is just off the top of my head, and the rookie from Toronto, Scotty Barnes, in 1-1, which is last year's product, but just recently came out, they were redemptions.
Okay.
So that, for me, that doesn't make it a better product. I would actually say that makes it, a worse product.
That's fair. That's fair. Yeah. But you look at the fact that now they have never done this, but the letter of the law is there's an expiry on redemptions.
Yeah.
If Panini crack the SADs and go, we're not redeeming any expired redemptions, like it's a tangible product.
They have...
What this person's upset about is that he opened a box with his son and they didn't get an autographed card in it. They don't care who the autograph is, right? It's Victor Oladipo, for crying out loud. It can be Joe Blogg's nobody. He's saying the experience of this card's a redemption, not a physical autographed card, is disappointing. A disappointing experience for him and his son opening a product like Hoops.
Yeah. Yeah, actually, now you've laid it out like that in terms of the customer experience.
Yeah.
That is true. And it does...
It's Hoops. We're not looking at... Like, I'm not looking for on-card RPA, like, National Treasures level of, oh, crap. I need that redemption because if that guy signs, that's worth tens of thousands of dollars.
Yeah.
It's
We're
Hoops.
talking about a $10 or $20 card probably.
Yeah.
So, yeah, you're right. And I suppose the other thing, for me, it does add an extra layer of complexity. So what I mean by that is then you have to like create a Panini account, you have to log in, you have to put your address in, blah, 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 blah. You have to wait for it to come. I do have a friend who is and I'm saying this in the politest way if you are listening, Dave, he's not the most tech savvy person in the world.
Yeah.
And so he actually asked me to redeem his card for him. And then in the interim, it's actually never been redeemed. It's just been sitting there for like 3 years. So that's the other side of that sort of redemption experience too, is that,
Yeah.
you know, for all he knows, I've like kept his card, which, you know, Dave, I haven't. It's still in the log, mate. And then in addition to that, it doesn't come for another couple of years. So I think that
Yeah.
part, that
Yeah.
is in terms of, you know, and I'll probably also say too, for a kid, when they're waiting 15 minutes, that seems like an eternity. So for, you know, a kid to wait 3 years
Yeah.
for an autograph, like they've probably, you know, gone through puberty and they're not even collecting cards
They don't
anymore
have
now. Like,
basketball
yeah.
cards anymore. They're like, what?
Yeah.
What is this?
So the other part for me was how he got a box for $120. Congratulations on the price. I think in terms of
Are
the
they in the
risk,
US?
I believe they're Australians actually.
Okay.
I think in terms of risk and reward for what you can get out of something and, you know, what you spend outwards. I mean, it wasn't that long ago that we were spending $100 on a Prism Blaster. And if you want to go back to 1819, you know, they're around, what are they, 300 Aussie dollars for a blaster at the moment, right? So
Yeah.
I think you got a really good price on it, mate. I'll definitely say that. My one thing about autographs coming out of boxes, and I'm saying this as someone who goes into breaks, watches breaks for entertainment on YouTube, and when I've got no piece of the pie in it, and also who runs breaks at the same time, I think we undervalue veteran autographs just a little bit. So, for example, what I mean by that is actually
Mm.
getting a Victor Oladipo autograph is pretty good. And I think if you put Victor Oladipo, you know, if you made a list of 300 people in the NBA at the moment, or 330, whatever it is, he's probably about at the halfway point. So there's probably 140 better autographs, but there's probably, you know, 140, you know, worse autographs. And then the same thing about the guys who are out of the league. So that's the other thing that Panini's doing now, I think, to just try and pump up their print runs a little bit more. They're getting like a lot of old school guys in, and again, I know that they're not really that popular with the guys who go into breaks because obviously you want to hit, you know, bigger cards, you want to get, you know, the rookies and stuff, but probably in some ways they're better autographs to get than some of the low end rotation players that will never
Yeah.
make, you know, 100 played games or 50 played games or something like this. So
Yeah. I know what you mean.
and then probably my final thought about this too is this gentleman actually might not be the kind of collector who opens sealed product. And what I mean by that is
Yeah.
because the money that you spend on boxes, I think if we're all being pragmatic about it, you're not actually most times not going to get that money back. Look, sometimes you will beat the odds and, you know, you'll do better. But I think part of it is the experience of actually opening the packets. And that's part of the, you know, the enjoyment that you're getting. And so what I'm saying by this is some people are more suited buying into breaks, and some people are more suited, they don't want to buy into breaks. They'll save up their money and just buy sealed boxes and open them for themselves and get the entire box. And then some people are better off just buying singles. And maybe for this gentleman, you know, this experience is not for him. Like he feels a bit like ripped off from spending that $120 and getting back, you know, the Victor Oladipo redemption card. So, and I think that's a really important piece for me to, you know, pass, because you need to make sure that the money that you spend in this hobby is going the right way.
Yeah.
Have you ever had this thought where you've got money to spend on cards and you're not really too sure which card to get? So instead of buying a card, you buy into a break because then it's like it's all easy and it's done for you.
Ooh.
Have you ever had that thought before where you're like, I'm kind of like too lazy
I
to
don't know
actually
what I
sit
want to
down?
get. I'm just going to jump in a break.
But I definitely want to spend some money on cards at the moment. You're like, you know, you definitely have that feeling. Yep, I've got some money. I want to spend it.
I do it with Prism. Like I jump into breaks with Prism.
Yeah.
Because I'm just like, yeah, I want to, I just, like I've jumped into some of your breaks for argument's sake with Prism.
Yeah.
And gone, I just want to, I want some Prism.
But why didn't you go out and buy singles? I suppose this is like what I'm getting to here.
Oh, like I'm literally just gambling. Like I'm like, I just want to open a box, but the box is too expensive. Bugger it, I'll go in a break because it's cheaper than the box.
Yeah, definitely.
Hobby Prism is the perfect example there, I guess.
Yeah.
Because it's like I don't have $1,500, $2,000 to buy a box.
Yep.
I want some of the new hotness with the rookies.
Yeah.
Or a chance at some of it.
Yeah.
I'll go and buy spots for random spots at $50 or $100. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Like
definitely.
my budget's like $300 or $400. Say I've got a $500 budget, just using arbitrary numbers. Do I want to go and buy a bunch of random break spots? I'll say random because random gives me the chance of getting the more expensive ones.
Yeah, sure.
Right? Or go and buy 2 boxes of Prism Retail at $250 a pop.
Yep.
I'll jump in breaks.
Yeah.
And then later on, go bugger it and buy a box of Prism Retail. But you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
I'll buy a box of retail to scratch my itch.
Yep.
To want to open packs. But when I want to play the roulette game and I want to get some hot new rookies that I want to maybe send off for grading, I'll jump in a break.
Yeah.
And hope that I hit Detroit. Hope that I hit like the
Golden
Jazz.
State or Boston or
Or if I
Raptors,
see
yeah.
But if I see teams that I think are value, then I'll jump in as well if I'm
Yeah.
looking. But
No,
I'm
I
a Lakers
understand.
man, so I never buy my team because it costs way too much normally.
Lakers, I think this year is not so bad.
Yeah. It's tough. I do.
As in, like, the new product that's coming out. I was actually surprised at where they like priced out at.
Okay.
So my theory on this is I like to go into thirds. So I try to do my spending 1/3 singles, 1/3 sealed, and 1/3 breaks.
Mm-hmm.
My problem at the moment is that I think buying sealed is really tough because of where the singles market has gone to. But where I'm getting suckered in at the moment, sorry, just to let me fully explain that, just in case you don't exactly know what I'm talking about at home. I singles at the moment, I think is very good value. I think that particularly auctions, I think there's a lot of good value to be had. So in some ways at the moment, I think you're better off buying singles than sealed at the moment. My only thing with why I'm not buying very much sealed at the moment, I just think at the moment breaks are just very good value because like the prices come down a lot. It's very competitive between breakers, and you can definitely see people, doing specials and deals and, chucking extra boxes, whatever. So that's probably where I'm a little bit like, I find it tough to sort of open a whole box of like sealed at the moment, just because you can go into 5 breaks for the same price, pretty decent. Yeah. So anyway, that's what I'm sitting with that. All right. That was a segue and a segue and a segue.
This is the Inception episode. This is literally the segue within a segue within a segue. We're too many segues deep.
We're 6 dreams down at this stage. Yeah. Exactly.
Oh my God.
Alrighty. I think we should do some buy, hold, and sell listener edition, because last week we put the post up like 10 minutes before we went live on air. So since that time, we've had a heap of stuff be posted in. So I'll do Andrew Hewitt's first, and then how about you do the one after that, and then we'll just flip flop. How does that sound, Dad?
That sounds good to me. I'm going.
All right, this is easy.
Last week.
Andrew, this is an absolute hold. So Andrew's posted up a Steph Curry Davidson BGS authenticated card.
Yeah,
and I think Steph Curry is the player of our generation. I think he's a fantastic human being. I think he's one of the most competitive guys that we've seen, but he has this baby face, and I think that sort of throws a lot of people off.
Nice.
Unless you're selling this to flip it into something that's bigger, I don't have a problem if you would choose to do that. But for me, this is something you put away and you give to your children at their 21st birthday, or something along those lines. That's how I feel.
You give it to them at their 21st, and they sell it to buy their first, I don't know, BMW.
Wow,
I'm joking.
All their power to school. I mean, whatever. But I'm insanely jealous of this card. Yeah,
that's a
congratulations, mate. Yeah, beautiful card.
It's amazing. Next one.
Yeah,
because I'm in agreement with that one. Ados put up a LeBron Panini Contenders, LeBron James Hall of Fame Contenders, PSA 9.
Yeah.
For me,
talk to me.
I'd be selling it in about 3 weeks when he passes the scoring title.
Interesting.
I think there's going to be a crazy LeBron spike around him passing, like taking the number 1 seed.
Yeah.
And that might be the time to just get people who are hungry for LeBron.
Yeah.
It's not a rookie card. It's not Hall of Fame Contenders. It doesn't stand out as I suppose, a centerpiece in anyone's PC.
It's definitely not.
For me, it's a sell when the time's right, and that's what I mean. The scoring championship.
It's definitely not a centerpiece, but it's a damn nice looking card. Like, that's actually, there's some cards out there that never get shine and just look fantastic. And I would actually, that's a really nice looking card. It's almost, dare I say it, blank slate-ish.
Ooh.
With the color sort of, components, and it's got a little bit more
color
color than a blank, but at the same time, that's a very underrated card.
All
Yeah,
right.
look, I think that's a really good thing. Hey, I had another thought the other day. At the moment, well, we spoke about this a while ago, how
Mm.
Jordan cards, no matter what Jordan card you buy, even if they're just cheap inserts, over time they're going to progressively go up in money.
Yes.
With LeBron being upper deck exclusive, as soon as he leaves the league, Panini won't be able to make cards for him anymore. Do you think that LeBron inserts, even if they're a couple of dollars each, over time, they're the type of cards that are just going to very slowly go up a couple of cents a year or a couple of dollars a year? So use his card as an example. Yeah, you've said it. You're saying it's the right time to sell, and actually, I think that's a really good thought, and I would never have thought of that. But if you're thinking, say, 20 years into the future, is actually this something that you
that's
you just sort of put away because it's going to be good,
possible.
Yeah. Like, I don't know.
Possible.
I'm just spitballing here.
Possible. Like, it's definitely, I don't know. I guess it's a hold or a sell.
Yeah, okay. Alrighty.
It's a
Martin
holder.
Holmes put up a 1 out of 99 Kendrick Nunn rookie card.
Cool. I'll take the other Martin Holmes one.
I am going to say sticker autograph, but geez, that's tough. I love the stickers that are so hard to tell whether they're a sticker or not. It could be on card or it could be sticker. I'm going to lean in to say this is a sticker just because of the product. It's Obsidian. I don't know if there's any on card stuff with that. And beautiful photography too, Martin. He's got a light box on that. It is delicious. Look, this is tough because they just got traded. He's literally been traded to purgatory. So I don't really see any point in selling this right now. That's a tough one.
Yes. Yeah.
I think this is a hold, and you hope that he comes good and maybe becomes the starting point guard. And then all the chemistry woes that Washington's had sort of go away. And then Beal and him click, and Kuzma's playing great, and Porzingis is an all-star.
Yeah.
And then he goes, I don't know. I think you have to hope for something like that.
You're talking about the stars aligning, yeah.
Yeah.
The only way you're getting a good sale out of this is, you're right. The Wizards go on some incredible tear.
Yeah.
And you happen to see someone say, like a Kendrick Nunn collector.
Look,
like saying anyone got any of them Kendrick Nunn cards, and you just jump on it at that point.
I've got some Nunn. I don't actually mind him as a prospect, but I also think too, I'm not really holding my breath for that stuff anymore. I feel like I might have done my money there. Yeah. Alrighty, man, it's your time to shine. I want to hear your take on this. Yeah.
Ben Simmons. What is it? It's the.
So this is the platinum graded. This is the Aussie grading company. Yep.
Yep. So it's platinum. So it's a 9.5 is actually not a terrible grade from. Like I think the platinum do a decent job. They do subgrades as well, which is good. Nice. I think the fact that it's in the rookie frame is a bit interesting. Is interesting the word I'm going to run with. It's not a Simmons rookie. It's the first year he played, so I think they gave him the rookie frame on the Prism card. Am I correct?
But he
doesn't have there's no rookie shield.
But his actual rookie card is 16-17 though, isn't it?
That's correct.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah.
So this because it was part of the process, he was put on a shelf for a year.
It's a second year card that looks like a first year card. Yeah,
it's in the rookie template.
It's very confusing. Yeah.
Yes.
So it's a second year card. I think that's the other thing we need to keep in mind here. Yeah. So are you buy, hold, selling this? Talk to me, man.
It's not rookie, so I'm not buying it. That's the only reason, because at the moment we're in a bit of a slump Simmons wise, and we literally just talked about this. If you're getting rookie stuff on the cheap, buy it up. But non-rookie stuff with Simmons, I think, is starting to be on the niche in the niche market. Like a 9.5 is a good grade, a solid grade. You might, after a tear of good games from Simmons, rather than a tear of what do we need? What's the goal of basketball?
Or are you selling this or trading it into a rookie card of his at the moment?
Maybe. Well, you can't sell that for himself to buy the Kendrick Nunn card. You probably won't get value. Sorry, that was bad. I don't know. I just don't think it's sellable at the moment. Like you're getting cents on the dollar.
Yeah, it's a tough time to sell. Yeah,
it's like you pick one up on the super cheap. I wouldn't even be tempted because it's not.
So I think you're right when you say it like that. So this is a hold, isn't it? Because I think if you're selling at the moment, it's a pretty tough time to sell.
Tough to sell. You're going to get cents on the dollar.
The only thing I would say is if
I'm not buying them because it's not a a rookie year card. I'm not a Ben Simmons PC. Like, I don't collect Ben, but if I was looking to flip him, I'm not going to buy a non-rookie.
yeah.
If I'm looking to flip him, I'm gonna look for a rookie card and look for a
So
spike.
if I was Martin and I'm in Brisbane on the 5th of February, I'd be taking that to the hobby hangout and I'd be trying to trade that with cash or other cards into a Simmons rookie card. And if I'm in the Melbourne on the 5th of March, I'd be also taking it down to the hobby hangout, trying to do some trades with people.
That was a seamless
Did you like that?
segue into our sponsor.
Thank you.
It's,
Thank you, the Hobby Hangout, for sponsoring us. And I'm very sorry that I won't be able to be there on the 5th of March, but it's going to be an amazing show and hope everyone has a good time. Tickets are available at thehobbyhangout.com.au.
Yes. And even though you won't be there, I will be.
Adam will be there.
In some capacity.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what that capacity is yet. Who knows? Who knows?
The mystery is quite nice, really.
There's a bar there.
Alrighty, this next one, Calden Johnson on-card autograph. This is from Court Kings. Court Kings is a very underrated set. It's the emerald green, so that's numbered to 25. It's low number, 1 out of 25. Look, I think Calden Johnson is a really tough one because it's pretty obvious who the Spurs have attached their horse onto, which was Calden Johnson. They traded away DeJounte Murray. You could also argue that they've attached their wagon onto the tanking train. So, are they actually hoping to get Wembanyama, and in fact that Calden Johnson is just their current best player, and then in 12 months' time, he's going to be their second best player?
It's tough.
So at the start of the year, I was like, Calden Johnson is a buy. But there's nothing has really happened to Calden Johnson in the last couple of months that makes me jump up and down and sort of get excited. I think that a little bit of the problem with Calden Johnson is the team that he's playing for. And let's
go Spurs, go.
Let's use the most famous Spur ever, which was Tim Duncan. You can pick up Tim Duncan rookie cards for, $100 and for me, in some ways, that's actually almost a tragedy that he's one of the best.
Fundamental.
He's in my mind, he's top 5 all time. And I know I'm going to cop a lot of criticism for that, but
he just doesn't have Ferrugia factor.
And look, I think we can but we can put Calden Johnson in that same sentence. He doesn't have the Ferrugia factor. He's playing for the Spurs. Yeah, so he's actually down 44%.
Yeah.
His current PSA 10 price is $69. So look,
you could call the San Antonio Spurs the anti-Ferrugias.
Oh God, that's brutal, man. So look, I think he's a buy in that case. If he's down that much,
yeah,
I actually do like him as a prospect, but I think that hobby-wise, he's really, really tricky. Look, I think
it's a tough buy. It's a long invest here. Like you're not looking to flip him quick.
I think you're hoping that they do get Wembanyama and then they, to win the championship. But I'd probably say at the moment, more what you're relying on here is that he gets back to where he was, a couple of months ago. Because he was up at 120. And I think you can apply that pricing to his on-card stuff. I think that's okay. Yeah. All right. Next one.
Jake Farrell.
Okay.
Is this a printing plate with an autograph on it?
Yeah. So can I do the intro on this? Is that all right?
By all means.
This actually came out of our break. So this is from.
I was going to say, I see the background.
So this is from Contenders Optic. It's a 1-of-1 printing plate that's actually got an autograph on it. So
that's cool.
We did a $10 inner case. We actually got 2 1-of-1s out of that inner case, which
nice.
I was a little bit surprised on that. To get 1, I was kind of like, oh, that's good, but to get 2, that's like, I don't know what anyway.
That's pretty crazy.
So I'll let you do the breakdown, but I'll go after you, okay? Because I really want to do this one.
Well, so who's the player?
It's Zaire Williams.
Okay. It's a tough one. It's a very unique card. So it's,
So I would say traditionally printing plates are not very collectible. Like you can get 1-of-1 printing plates from anywhere between $20 and say $60. That's a general, you might pay a little bit more for a particular card or a player. You might maybe go up to
signed,
80.
Though?
This is the thing though. It's on card signature on it too. And I think the other thing about it is actually the aesthetics of it is pretty good because sometimes they're that sort of, pinky or that green color. This is almost like sort of a dark
Yeah.
gray. So the aesthetics of it is actually decent. We talked about
It
Zed
literally
Williams.
looks like the revealing of something in invisible ink. Like the picture is being revealed. It's weird. Yeah.
We spoke about Zed Williams a few weeks ago in that he was being held out essentially because of growing pains.
Yeah.
So for me, this is an absolute hold at a minimum or a buy. So,
Yeah.
Jake, I'm personally holding on to this. I think this is a real collector's piece. It's from his rookie year. It's not minted with the rookie logo on it, but it is a rookie year card, so that does count for something.
Yeah.
Um,
And look, it's a very unique piece.
yeah, and in terms of
Very unique
prospecting
piece.
something like,
Yep.
I think that's delicious. Yeah. So
All right.
the next one is Devin Vassell, 1 of 5. Sticker recon autograph. I'll let you do this one, Ad. I've been hogging them too much.
Devin Vassal. Let's have a look at him on card letter. We're going to find any.
While you're doing that, I'll just do a quick rundown. So for me, this is very much the whole Keldon Johnston thing all over again. It's exactly the same thing. Difficult situation. He might be a good prospect. So this type of player is really, do you like him or not?
Yeah.
I don't think this is the type of guy that you mess around on, you spend money on if you don't like him. So if you watch Spurs games and you like this kid and you're like, look, I think he's undervalued. I think he's got a lot of potential. I think, he's got all the tools, to make it. Then, you buy this kid. And this is the type of stuff that,
I'm with you there. I feel like for Spurs fans in general, it's prospecting season. Because they don't know where they're headed, right?
Yeah.
You don't know who the next Kawhi is going to be. You don't know who the next Manu or
if you're a
Tony
Spurs
Parker
fan, you're buying 6 of those PSA 10 Keldon Johnson Silvers. This is the time to buy it. It's $70 a piece. Just
get on it and
just do it.
Vassal, just go. Just get on it. Yeah. I'm buy up, prospect away.
Yeah.
Would be my stance there.
Our last one is from Zane Richards. He submitted a LaMelo Ball rated rookie from the Donruss Optics set. The kicker with this card is it's 3 out of 13. So the first thing is
what an unlucky number.
Zane, I really, really like the one touch you've got that in because I'm just about certain that's one of the kangaroo ones, which is you put the card into a penny sleeve and then you put it into the magnetic. So my biggest criticism of the Ultra Pros is that there's no ability to put them into a penny sleeve. And what not most people, but what some people will do now is they'll put the card in and then a penny sleeve over the top. So it stops that friction directly onto the hard plastic. But my personal opinion is these sort of take that one step, better. And I suppose if you're looking for a comparison to that is like PSA cards, they go into a penny sleeve into the slab. They don't just go naked or raw, into the slab. So I really like your slab there, mate. A+ for those. If you're looking for them, you can get them, on the internet. They're not that difficult to get. And it's not that I'm sponsored by someone else. Like this is not that. That's just one of my personal opinions. So the first thing you need to do with this card, mate, you need to get it to PSA and get it graded. Stop moving it around. Stop touching it. Blah 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 blah. Just get it off to grading. As best as you can and quick as you can.
Get it graded.
So the tricky thing for me with LaMelo Ball at the moment is that team is absolutely in a hole. Like think of San Antonio Spurs, like sized hole.
Yes.
And the heat of LaMelo Ball has really come off the boil. So if you had to rip this, in a break when it was current and you sold it straight away, that probably also would have, married up with the times where the hobby was like a little bit hotter. The thing with this card is that how low numbered it is. And if you send it off to PSA and it comes back at 10, this is a hold because there is going to come a point in the future where, LaMelo is going to do something spectacular and there'll be a good time to sell it. So that's my play with that. It's a hold, it's a grade. And then if you are looking to sell it, just bide your time because cards like that do not come around very often. It's like the Steph Curry autograph that was up before. You know what I mean? Like it's an amazing card. Congratulations. Yeah.
Yeah, it's sweet. It's definitely hold town. Charlotte's a tricky one. They're in the tank at the moment. They're a few moves away now. They looked like they were okay, and then all of a sudden they're weren't.
2 years away from being 2 years away.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
And that could be away from LaMelo Ball as well.
Yeah.
So who knows? But I think LaMelo's still got a lot to give the league, and you will see him again with his flashy passing and back in the spotlight. So it's definitely a hold for me.
Yeah. Alrighty, this week's redemption story. After waiting over 2 years and countless emails, my Jackson Hayes redemption has finally been replaced. Pretty happy with what I got. It was replaced with a select sticker rookie autograph of Tyrese Halliburton. So A+. I've got a box full of Jackson Hayes, and if anyone wants to trade me for Tyrese Halliburton, hit me up. I'll trade with you, no problems at all. Congratulations. That is an absolutely amazing redemption replacement.
Have we had any bad redemption stories?
There has
Aside
been
from the father and son that got the box of hoops and got the victor.
We have had one, but the theme or the theory I think that is like coming through to me more and more is I think Panini's trying really hard here.
They are busting their proverbial knackers to make good on their redemptions.
Yeah, and I know I am a Panini defender, and also I sound like a fanboy, but I have heard that company is run very light, and in their offices they only have a handful of people answering emails. So part of the reason why you don't get responses for years at a time is literally because they have just a couple of people answering emails. So to see this stuff happening, frankly, it makes me somewhat amazed, but also to very good.
Actually, do you know what's funny? I'm now comparing. I'm thinking about it because you said they're light staffed. Have you seen the movie Bruce Almighty?
Oh, a very long time ago.
So when he just replies yes to all the prayers, that's what Panini are doing at the moment. It's just like, there's a card, just give them points, give them more than what it's worth. And it's just like, yes, you can have everything. Which is good. It's great to see all the good
delicious
stories.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
Alrighty, Andrew Dean, you've done it again, mate. Thank you so much for the pocket change photo. And Adam, thanks, mate, for chucking that out. What have we got this week, buddy?
We've got some pocket change.
Yeah, let's go. I'll do the first one until you get it up. The first one is Eidos Uchos. He bought a Cole Anthony Silver Prism rookie card, SGC graded to 10 for $12. You can't even get something graded for $12, mate. So that is absolutely fantastic.
Yep. Always snagging a
home run, mate.
Like, yep. Bang.
Yep.
Just flat out, like, you can't even get a grading special for that price.
No, that's right. That's exactly right.
Oh yeah, number 49, Ben Simmons was acquired by Lachlan Blunt for $1.25 US. So that's a nice little bit of pocket change.
This is topical, though, isn't it? Really, because we're literally just talking about this. Like, so
remember when I said no to talking about Ben Simmons? So we just keep talking about him. It's fine.
So Simmons is a buy at the moment. I think this is a very practical, organic example of that.
One man's trash is another man's treasure.
Yeah. Delicious. Congratulations, Lockie. Nice pickup, mate. Andrew Hampton got a Tom Satch Sanders Celtics card, on-card autograph from Gold Standard. Again, underrated set. 76 out of 99 for $15. I am actually... This is probably my favorite card today. So I'm like totally all into these like old school veterans at the moment.
Yeah.
And the thing about this card too is that I actually didn't do this as any of my preparation. So I'm going to go offline and watch some Tom Sanders like footage now, because that's the thing I also love about this. It's almost like, a way to sort of educate yourself about the history of our game. So awesome, mate. Yeah. I'm jealous. That's a good one.
Next one, we have a Jamal Murray SSP. What have we got?
Yeah, so that's the checkerboard.
That's the checkerboard. So less than $10.
Delicious.
Look, it's Jamal Murray.
They're case hits.
That's just good value.
Yep.
Simple.
So my only complaint about these cards is for some stupid reason they write checkerboard on the back of them, whereas every other parallel, which is blatant, like that's blatantly obvious it's a checkerboard. Like the ones that aren't obvious, can they like just have the courtesy to write the parallel on the back for that?
What they called it.
Yeah.
Maybe they're just not for... It's
why only that one,
Not safe for work, what they call them.
I'm not sure about that.
There's a reason that they might not. I don't know.
Oh, hey, this is interesting. So Andrew Hewitt has put a 1988 Fleer Reggie Miller PSA 8 up for 35 USD. I think that's on the border of pocket change, but at the same time, it's still it's
Well,
very much includable. No, it is. It's fine.
well, he
It's
probably read above where ADOS asked for clarification about the photo, and it was $35, but that's 35 Australian, not 35 US.
But this ties in. Remember the segment we did on Reggie Miller when
Yeah.
Lachlan wrote in about that? So I actually hope that will spawn from that. So that's an awesome
yeah,
pickup, man.
true,
Yeah,
true,
that's
true.
awesome. Really cool.
Yeah, that's a sweet looking retro card. It's a nice it's actually a very nice looking card. Like some players, you just get a nice shot of the player. So it doesn't have to
classic.
be an action shot. Yeah,
Yeah, that is a
I
classic
like
card. Yeah.
Yeah. What have we got next? ADOS again. Look at this. 2018-19 Laurie Markkinen Galactic. $30.
So that's also
rookie year?
No, Markkinen was the same year as Fox, so he was 17-18.
17-18. Okay, so it's second year, but still, Markkinen's on a tear at the moment.
Yeah,
so
that's the thing. He's like very much on the up at the moment. And I think if you are chasing cards that are non-rookie, buying case hits is you cannot go wrong with that. The Galactics are amazing cards and maybe a little bit overlooked. I think in general the Revolution set isn't probably as collected as, you would sort of anticipate.
It's probably too much shiny, so you don't understand what the Galactic is, right?
Yep. Yeah. My favorite is the Cubic, though. I love the Cubics.
Yeah.
Alrighty, Dwayne Pomfret has picked up a Chris Paul Spellbound. It's a die cut. He actually didn't put
the price, but he completed the set.
But congratulations, Dwayne. I think any time that you collect and you complete a set, it's such a fantastic feeling, and it's also a lot of hours go into it. So well done, mate.
Yeah, the Spellbound, great subset. Always enjoy those. Not a great picture from Bodan.
I just thought I was going a bit cross-eyed then, to be honest, but that's okay.
I want to put my 3D glasses on.
Yeah.
Bogdan Bogdanovic, glorified Sig in the green.
Yeah. Delby to 5.
Number to 5 from Recon, and so that'd be a sticker auto. But yeah.
So
PSA
where is
9.
Bogdanovic playing these days? Is he playing for Atlanta still?
Oh,
I just feel like he's really gone off the map for me.
He has. It's sort of in Drifty Land. I don't even know how Bogdan.
I know I've just like slayed that guy, but on the being real here for $15 to bet a graded card that's numbered to 5.
Yeah, he's still in Atlanta.
Yeah, if it fits your PC, that is absolutely a home run. I really like doing this segment because I think it does give you, if you spend time to hunt around, to look for stuff. And this is the perfect finish. Alrighty. So the last one is from ADOS again. ADOS, thank you so much for all your contributions, mate. You have posted a Blue Velocity Shengun Optic rookie card for $8 US. So that segment we did a couple of weeks ago about Zaire Williams growing. So Shengun's also grown too. So if you value that opinion of someone growing in their NBA career and that gives them sort of like a step up, aka what happened to Giannis, I think the skill set of this guy is real. I think what's going to happen to him, like what's going to make or break his career. I mean, it's fantastic that the kid is grown. I think that's amazing, but can he defend? And, it's a repetition thing, obviously. I think he'll get a better defender, but geez, that team is bad in Houston at the moment. It's almost like if you watch the offensive possessions, but you kind of like close your eyes for the defensive ones, like it's not so bad, but they are, look, fantastic pickup. I think if you're prospecting, middle range prospects with a high end, I think Shengun is absolutely, it should be on your radar. That does go against the big man rule, but again, there's always exceptions to that. And I think if someone has grown a couple of inches, like that's A+.
A+. Agreed.
Do you want to tie this off, mate?
Yeah, let's tie this one off. It's enjoy the rest of our Sundays.
Absolutely.
It's been a look. I don't want to hate on Ben Simmons too much, but the poor guy just keeps to get into the spotlight for all the wrong reasons.
I don't think we hated on him. I just think that
I think hobby-wise, he is a very risky person, a risky prospect, just because of the journey he's gone on.
Yeah, but in saying that, it depends when you hopped on the Ben Simmons train. Like so, for example, me, I actually don't have any Ben Simmons in my PC.
Okay, so you can jump in now when it's safe.
to be honest, the first thing I'm going to do when I get off from here is go and bid on some Ben Simmons, because I think that at that price, even if it halves, I'm not going to lose any sleep over it. But I also think the upside is still there if he ever can get himself together. But also too, from an Australian, collecting sort of, a couple of Aussies here and there, at that price, I've spent way worse money, to be honest.
Yes. Yeah. It's true. All right.
Thanks for a lovely show, Adam. That was fantastic. I really appreciate your time, buddy.
It was great. Anyone that's still listening, we're still struggling for follows on TikTok. A few people have liked my TikToks.
Great.
I'm thinking I might actually go and do some pocket change of my own live on TikTok.
Let's go.
I'm just trying to think of different ways to utilize our socials.
Yeah.
So I might do a few little live videos, sell some of my little boxes of crud off, or go through box diving through my own boxes.
Yeah.
Because I've found a few gems of recent, and maybe they need another
Thomas Bryant to 10. You need to get that degrading, man. Yeah.
Yes. That's probably my pocket change for the week, is the Bryant, but I'll show that off a bit next week.
Actually, now you've said that, I actually do have a pocket change for myself this week.
You've got a pocket change. There you go.
I picked up a beauty. I picked up a Tyrese Halliburton rookie card from Spectra. It is team wall, I'll admit that, but still, it's Tyrese Halliburton and it's his rookie card. I got it for $11.50, so I was absolutely stoked with that. Absolutely stoked. Yep.
Nice.
Just to, if anyone's listening, if anyone is interested in coming onto the show, please reach out to us, because at the moment we're trying to work out times with Kurt from Kurt's Card Care. We're trying to work out something with the guys from Manscaped, and we're also trying to work out something with Gem Rate. We're always looking to work people into the show, so if you are interested, even if you're coming on for 2 minutes, you don't need to stay for the whole hour. Yeah. Don't hesitate to reach out to us, because we want to work with people.
Yeah. Maybe we should stretch our international muscles again and see if our lovely friends on get your equivalent and get Jesse Gibson from SCN.
I couldn't agree more, actually. I think Jesse needs more airtime. I think Mike hogs the mic. Yeah,
that's
definitely.
That's all right.
Alrighty, guys. Thank you so much. Have a fantastic day, and I'll catch you all next week.
See you all next time.
Bye-bye. Okay, we have a very special guest at the moment.
What is it?
It's you. What's your name?
Juliet Gibson.
Hello, Juliet. Welcome to the show.
Thank you.
Why are you here today? What would you like to talk about?
Well, I want to talk about Pokemon cards.
Fantastic. Why would you like to talk about Pokemon cards?
Because I just like them.
What do you like about them?
Because they're just so cool and shiny.
You like the shiny ones?
Yeah.
All right, you picked out a few of your favourite cards. Why don't you have a look at them and talk to us about them?
Okay.
What's this card?
Now, this one is actually a shiny one.
Yeah.
That's rainbow.
Yep. So that's a hollow one, isn't it?
Yep.
And what set is that from? Is that from the Halloween set?
Yep.
That's a good one, isn't it? So they released a set of Halloween cards, and instead of giving out candies to people, you give them out packets of Pokemon to the kids. If I remember correctly, for about 50 Australian dollars, you got 40 of these Halloween packets, and they're all branded with a pumpkin-shaped Pikachu on them. So, kind of cool set. What else you got there, buddy?
These are one of my favourites because it's actually a spooky dookie one.
Bit of a spooky dookie. Mm-hmm. So you better explain to people at home what spooky dookie means. Does that mean it's scary?
Yes.
Yeah. It does look like a bit of a spooky dookie one, doesn't it? I think all of these are spooky dookie themed because they're Halloween cards.
And this one.
All right, tell us about that one, because I know that one's very special to you. What's that one?
Pikachu was my favourite because he's just so peeky.
She's Pikachu, isn't he? Okay, so for the people at home, it's a Pikachu V. And then what number is that?
1.
And this one?
9.
Very good. And this one?
0.
Very good. So it's 190 power, isn't it? That's a pretty good one. Why do you like this one so much?
Because she's just special.
It's very special. It's true. Alrighty. Yeah. Should we say goodbye to everybody?
Bye-bye.
And say have a nice day.
Have a nice day.
Thanks everyone for listening. Have a great weekend.
Have a great weekend.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.